Hassler here. I'm going to do the lesson for 5-2. This is what we did together in class. It says the FIFA World Cup has an international soccer tournament played every 4 years. Actually, they just finished this up. And just finished playing in December of this past year, 2022. The table below gives data about the year in which the tournament was held, the country who hosted the tournament, the winner of the tournament, and the total number of goals scored. So this table has a lot of information. We're going to use this table to answer some questions. All right, so I'm going to go like this so we can see at least 3 of the questions here. And question 1 says, who won the World Cup in 2006? So I'm going to go to my table. Here's 2006. Let's see. Germany was the host country, but Italy was the winner. And the follow-up question is, how many goals were scored in that tournament? So I can go across here to the number of goals. There were 147 goals scored in that tournament, across that entire tournament. This is step 2. When Argentina won the World Cup, how many goals were scored? All right. So now I have to look at this winner column. And I'm looking for Argentina. So I see here Argentina, and it says how many goals were scored? 102. So there were 102. The problem is I see another Argentina, and that answer was 132. So when Argentina won the World Cup, how many goals were scored? Well, it depends on the year, right? It depends on the year as to which answer I give. So I'm going to just say depends on the year. I could either have 102 as my answer or 132 as my answer. All right, 3 says, does knowing the year the tournament was held determine who won the tournament? Does knowing the year, so if I know the year, would I be able to determine who won? Yeah. Yes, there's only one winner each year. So if I know the year, then I can say who the winner was. All right, well, that makes sense. So let me go to question 4. Question 4 says, does knowing who won the tournament determine the number of goals scored? All right, does knowing who won the tournament determine the number of goals scored? Does knowing who won the tournament, okay, so that's this. This is my winner. If I know who the winner was, does that tell me the number of goals I scored? Well, Brazil was the winner for 1962, and they had 89. But England was the winner, and they also had 89. So does knowing who won the tournament determine the number of goals? Okay, well, if I know who won, let's see. Back to Brazil. Brazil had 89 and 95. We already talked about Argentina. So if I know who won, I don't necessarily know how many goals were scored, because you could have won multiple times. There are teams that won multiple times. And so knowing the winner doesn't always tell me which goals I'm looking for. So no, teams could have won multiple times. Right? So even if I know who won, I would have to know the year that team won to know which goals I'm asking about. All right, let's see. What is question 5? Does knowing the host country of the tournament determine the year in which the tournament was played? All right, does knowing the host country? Well, we haven't seen anything about the host country yet. So does knowing the host country determine the year the tournament was played? All right, host country. Okay, so we're back here at host country. Okay, so Chile was in 62 and England was in 66, Mexico, Germany, Argentina, Spain. Mexico hosted in 86 and in 70. So no, knowing the host country doesn't necessarily tell me which year I'm talking about, because a host country could have hosted multiple times. Okay, So does knowing the host country of the tournament determine the year in which the tournament was played? No. A country could have hosted in multiple times. All right, so what we're going to be talking about today is this idea of a function. And a function is a rule where if I know an output, then I'm going to link to one specific, if I know an input, then I'm going to link to one specific output. In other words, in 3, does knowing the year the tournament was held determine who won? Yeah, each year, each input here has exactly one output. There's one winner for every year. However, in question 4, does knowing who won the tournament, knowing the winner, determine the number of goals scored? And the answer is no, because Argentina is linked to 102 goals scored and 132. Argentina gets paired up with multiple output answers. And so that would not be a function. So that's going to be where we're headed today. I'm going to go ahead and do a second video on the notes page for 5.2. And then your job is going to be to do the check your understanding and the 5.2 practice and let me know what questions you have.